Hello everyone, I am Sabuza. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of Catalan culture with a topic that's sure to pique your interest, the tradition of Caganers in Spain, particularly in the Catalonia region. Imagine stumbling upon a holiday tradition that involves figurines depicting people in the act of, well, let's just say it's not your typical festive scene. Intrigued? You should be. Because behind the initial amusement lies a rich tapestry of history, symbolism, and cultural significance. Join me as we delve deeper into the world of Caganers, exploring the origins, symbolism, and modern-day interpretations of this fascinating tradition. There's this quirky tradition that's been around for centuries, and it's called Caganers. Yeah, I know the name might sound a bit strange at first. In English, it basically means the crapper or the defecator, not exactly what you'd expect in a holiday tradition, right? But here's the thing. In Catalan culture, it's actually a big deal. Caganers are these little figurines that you'll find all over during the holidays, and they're kind of famous for, well, doing their business right there in the open. It might seem odd, but trust me, there's more to it than meets the eye. Behind the quirky exterior, Caganers hold a special place in Catalan culture. They're not just random decorations, they're a symbol of the region's rich folklore and traditions. They've been a part of holiday celebrations for generations, captivating both locals and tourists with their whimsical charm. So yeah, while the name might raise a few eyebrows, there's a whole lot of history and cultural significance behind the tradition of Caganers. It's just one of those things that makes the world a little more interesting. Let's talk about these little guys called Caganers. They're these tiny figurines, usually made of ceramic or other stuff, and they're dressed up in all kinds of outfits, often in traditional Catalan clothing. But here's the twist. They're caught in the act of, well, going to the bathroom. Yep, you heard that right, pants down and everything, with a little pile of poop underneath them. Now you might be wondering why on earth anyone would want a figurine like that, right? Well, here's where it gets interesting. These little pooping people are actually a big part of holiday traditions in Catalonia, especially during Christmas. You see, they're not just random decorations, they're hidden in these elaborate nativity scenes, along with all the usual stuff like Mary, Joseph, and the baby Jesus. And here's the fun part. Kids absolutely love searching for the hidden Caganer. It's like a game they play during the holidays, adding a playful and exciting element to the festivities. Can you imagine the giggles and excitement as they try to spot the little pooping guy among all the other figurines? As strange as it might seem, these little Caganers bring a whole lot of joy and laughter to the holiday season in Catalonia. It's just one of those quirky traditions that make the holidays extra special. So let's dive into the intriguing origins of the Caganers tradition. It's kind of like uncovering a mystery, with historians and folklorists piecing together different theories to explain how it all began. One of the most popular theories takes us back to medieval times, when Catalonia was mainly rural and focused on farming. Back then, people saw defecation as a symbol of fertility and abundance. You know, the whole circle of life thing. So, by including a Caganer in their nativity scenes, they believed it would bring good luck for the crops and ensure a plentiful harvest in the coming year. It was like a way of using sympathetic magic to guarantee agricultural success. Just imagine it. Farmers setting up their nativity scenes with the usual cast of characters, Mary, Joseph, the baby Jesus, and then sneaking in a little pooping guy for good measure. It might seem a bit odd to us now, but back then, it was a serious business. And you know what's really fascinating? Despite the passage of time and all the changes in society, the tradition of Caganers has stuck around. It's like a little piece of history that's still alive and kicking in Catalonia today. Another theory proposes that the Caganer represents a form of egalitarianism, emphasizing the universal nature of bodily functions and the shared humanity of all individuals, regardless of social status or wealth. In this interpretation, the act of defecation serves as a reminder of the inherent humanness and vulnerability of even the most esteemed figures, bridging the gap between the divine and the mundane in the nativity narrative. Now let's talk about how the tradition of Caganers has evolved over time. It's really fascinating to see how something that started as a rural tradition has transformed into a reflection of modern society. So, back in the day, Caganer figurines mainly depicted everyday people like peasants and farmers. This made sense considering Catalonia's strong agrarian roots. These figurines celebrated the hard work and labor of the land, paying homage to the backbone of Catalan society. But as time went on, things started to change. Catalonia became more urbanized and society became more diverse. And you know what they say, change is the only constant. So, the tradition of Caganers evolved too. Nowadays, you'll see Caganer figurines depicting all kinds of people, from politicians and celebrities to athletes and pop culture icons. It's like a snapshot of contemporary society, captured in the most unexpected way possible. And here's the really cool part. These modern interpretations of the Caganer aren't just for laughs. They're actually a form of social commentary, offering a humorous and often satirical take on the world around us. It's like Catalonia's way of saying, hey, we might be rooted in tradition, but we're also forward-thinking and creative. The tradition of Caganers has become a reflection of Catalonia's dynamic cultural landscape, blending old and new, tradition and innovation. And in doing so, it's provided a platform for social critique and expression, reminding us that even the quirkiest traditions can have a deeper meaning. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, the controversy surrounding the inclusion of the Caganer in nativity scenes. It's a topic that sparked quite a bit of debate, especially among religious circles. Some folks aren't too thrilled about having a pooping figure right alongside Mary, Joseph, and the baby Jesus. They see it as irreverent or even sacrilegious, and they've made their voices heard. But here's the thing. Supporters of the tradition have some pretty compelling arguments of their own. For starters, they argue that the Caganer adds a touch of humanity, humor, and authenticity to the nativity narrative. Let's face it, life isn't always sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes it's messy and a little bit, well, awkward. And by including the Caganer, they're acknowledging that reality. It's like saying, hey, we're all human here, even in the holiest of moments. But it's not just about adding a dose of reality. The Caganer is also a symbol of Catalonia's independent spirit and irreverent sense of humor. Catalonia has a long history of challenging conventions and pushing boundaries, and the tradition of Caganers is just another example of that. It's like saying, we'll take our traditions seriously, but we'll also have a little fun with them. So, while the presence of the Caganer might ruffle a few feathers, it also invites dialogue and reflection on the intersection of tradition, culture, and identity. And in a world where traditions are constantly evolving, that's definitely worth talking about. Despite the debate surrounding its significance, the Caganers tradition continues to thrive in Catalonia, cherished by locals and celebrated by visitors as a quintessential expression of the region's festive spirit and cultural heritage. Its enduring popularity and widespread appeal speak to the enduring power of tradition to captivate imaginations, evoke emotions, and foster community connection, making the Caganers tradition an integral and beloved part of Catalonia's cultural tapestry. To sum it all up, the tradition of Caganers in Spain is a truly captivating and multifaceted cultural phenomenon. It's like a kaleidoscope of Catalan identity, folklore, and tradition, offering us a glimpse into the rich tapestry of the region's heritage. From its mysterious beginnings to its modern-day interpretations, the Caganers tradition is a testament to Catalonia's vibrant cultural landscape. It's not just about pooping figurines, it's about creativity, resilience, and above all, celebration. The tradition of Caganers reminds us that culture is alive and ever-evolving. It's a celebration of the past, the present, and the future, all wrapped up in one quirky, delightful package. So the next time you come across a Caganer, take a moment to appreciate the history and heritage behind it. It's more than just a figurine. It's a symbol of Catalonia's enduring spirit and its unwavering commitment to embracing tradition while embracing change. Thank you for watching my video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more.